Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay. Hi, everybody. So, as I was saying in a video I recorded a few minutes ago that didn't go through, Matt and I got home this morning from our anniversary trip in Bar Harbor. It was beautiful. We had a great time. I posted some pictures on Instagram yesterday. So, by now, you guys should have seen them. So, next week, we are going to be doing a video where we review entertainment that we have seen or read from September. I wanted to talk about my favorite book out of the bunch that I've read in September next week, so I'm going to talk about the rest of the books now and wait until next week to talk about the other books. Okay, so the book that I am talking about next week is called Lessons in Chemistry. So you will have to wait to hear my thoughts on this book until next week, but I'm going to go through the list right now and talk about the other books that I've read in the month of September. The first book I wanted to mention that I have reviewed in another post is directed by James Burrows. Directed by James Burrows is a memoir of James Burrows, the person who was the director of TV shows such as Will and Grace, Frasier, Mary Tyler Moore, Friends, and Taxi. So I have already talked about this book in another review post, so please check out that video on YouTube. And if you only want to watch the video for the book review is at the beginning, and then I talk about other stuff related to Friends, but I know that particular content doesn't really interest everybody else. So the next book I wanted to mention was Hamnet. Hamnet is a historical fiction book that I got for my birthday. It is set in Shakespearean times and is about Shakespeare's family life, which is very interesting. It talks about his children and how they grow up, and spoiler alert, one of them dies, but I'm not going to say who. And this book was very good and very interesting, and I really enjoyed it. So far, the rankings are directed by James Burrows, A, Hamnet, B. I'm talking about Lessons in Chemistry on Sunday, so the next book I wanted to talk about was Our Missing Hearts. Our Missing Hearts is by Celeste Nig, who is the same woman who wrote Little Fires Everywhere. Our Missing Hearts focuses on a little boy who goes on a search for his mother who abandoned him. And it's a really sweet story about family and the journey that this child who is 12 years old goes through to find his mother. And I highly recommend it and give that book a B. The next book is called Sister Friends Forever. This is a book that focuses on four black women who are best friends, and there's a lot of drama in this book. I don't want to provide any spoilers, but one character goes through a divorce, and the plot really, the main plot of the story focuses mostly on the divorce and how her friends help her through it, but the other women in this story have their own plot lines as well. So that book gets a B+. The next book that I wanted to mention is called Fear and Yoga in New Jersey, which the title is kind of a parody of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And this book is a romantic comedy about a yoga teacher who lives in New Jersey who is out to find love. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was really funny. The next book is called Uprooted. This is a fantasy novel that my friend Kate recommended to me, and I could not put it down. I read it in 3 days. It was very intriguing and very interesting, and I definitely want to read more books by this author. The author who wrote this book is actually the person who runs the fan fiction website that I post on, which is very, very interesting that she was the creator of my favorite website. So Uprooted gets an A-. The next book is called Too Soon or To Spar. This is a romantic comedy novel that is set during the time period that the TV show Bridgerton is set in, which is like Tudor England, and it's a romantic comedy which I found to be very intriguing and interesting. I really like reading romantic comedies from different time periods and see how different authors interpret them. And the last book I wanted to mention is called Jasmine and Jake Rock the Boat. This is about an interracial couple. It's a romantic comedy book about a interracial couple. The female is from India, and I believe the guy was from the United States, and it is about the family dynamics between this girl and her family, who is very rooted in tradition, and the parents do not want her to marry her boyfriend because he is not of their race. So it was very fun to read this book. Jasmine and Jake Rocks the Boat gets a B+. So as I mentioned, I am going to be talking about lessons in chemistry in our video that we're doing on Saturday for the entertainment review, because I wanted to review this book on its own because I have a lot of good things to say about it. The rest of my reviews were shorter and I didn't have quite as many comments to make. But this book was definitely my favorite, and I wanted to thank my aunt for recommending it to me. She recommended it to me way back on Memorial Day weekend, and I was reading so many other books this summer that it took me a long time to get around to this one, but I finally did, and I loved it. So thank you for the recommendation, Auntie Di. And another book I will be reviewing at a later date is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This is a romantic comedy book that Anna and I will be reviewing together later this month. I have been waiting a long time for this book to come in at the library. It has been very slow for my name to come up off of the waiting list, so I'm hoping to get the book from the library this week or next week. And then once I read it, Anna and I will discuss it, and then I will share my thoughts about it. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you Sunday at 1.